Hi everyone and welcome to Stay Strong Online. My name is Krista and today we're going to be doing a foundation video where we take one exercise and break it down so that you know that you're doing it safely and effectively. We will also give you modifications and challenges so that you can choose your own adventure for each exercise, and then you can also progress the way that feels right for your body. The exercise we're going to be doing today is called bridging. It is also known as pelvic curls, pelvic tilts, hip lifts, hip rolls. You'll know it once you see it. It is a really great one for spinal articulation and stability, as well as a little bit of coordination. It comes up a lot in some of the series, so it's really nice to understand the foundation of it now. Plus, it's one that's on we get to just lie down the whole time, so it's a good one. So let's get started. Okay, so to start off with in bridging, what you want to do is you want to lie down on the mat. You want to have your feet in line with your sit bones. You don't want anything underneath your head. Your hands are going to be face down and just nice and gently pressed onto the mat. Your shoulders and collarbone are nice and open. To start off with, we're just going to lift the hips gently up towards the ceiling. So you're just going to lift the glutes just up, keeping this pelvis in neutral. So once you're up, you don't want to be tucking the pelvis, and you don't want to be reaching it away either. You want to be in a nice neutral position, and then you're just going to touch the sacrum back down. So you still got a nice neutral spine here, a little gap in the low back. Let's take an exhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. This is coming from the glutes. Your hamstrings are stabilizing you here so that your legs stay in line with your sit bones. Gently come back down. Take an exhale up. Inhale to come down. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale to come up. Inhale to come down. 1 more time. Exhale up. And inhale to come back down. So then we're just going to show a variation of this exercise. If you were having a bit of difficulty getting up a little bit higher from all the way down here on the mat, what you can do is place a yoga block or maybe a firm towel or pillow underneath the sacrum. So I'm just going to place this on the other side of my legs. I'm going to lift up my hips again and then place that block underneath my sacrum so it's nice and flat. It's on a stable surface there. And then I'm going to go ahead and do those hip lifts again. So I'm just going to exhale to lift. So now I don't have to lift as much because I'm already raised up there because of the yoga block. Inhale to come down. 4 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale to come down. Exhale, lift. Inhale to come down. Shoulders are staying open. When you come up, there's no tension or pressure on your neck. You should be able to nod your chin, even lift your head off of the mat, because the pressure is just on the tops of the shoulders. Come on down. I think we've got 1 more after I start talking there. Exhale. Inhale to come down. Great. So I'm going to lift my hips, just take that block away, and then we're going to demonstrate the hip rolls. So same foot position, heels in line with the sit bones. You start off in your neutral position, neutral spine. Hands are down, palms are facing down, flat against the mat. Shoulders are open. Your neck is in neutral. You're going to now do a pelvic curl. So we have a foundation video about that as well. So where you bring the hips towards the ribs. So you bring that low back, melting it down towards the mat. It may or may not touch. And then you're going to feel each vertebrae from the sacrum all the way up to the low back, mid back, and the upper back peel off of the mat. So you're still on the tops of the shoulders here. And then you're going to slowly articulate all the way back down, imagining each vertebrae coming down like a string of pearls. Back to your neutral, so you're back in your lumbar spine, natural curve. Take a nice inhale here to prepare. Use that exhale to pelvic curl or imprint the spine. Bringing that low back towards the mat. Start to peel each vertebrae up and off. Send your knees towards your toes. So you're kind of going up and over. That will help you lift. The lift is coming from your glutes. Your hamstrings are on because you want to keep those feet in line with the sit bones. You're inhaling at the top and then you're exhaling to come all the way back down. Good. Now for the next two, if you have something nearby like that yoga block, a pillow, a towel, I want you to just try placing it between the knees here, because that will help to stabilize and keep your knees in line with those sit bones and the hips. You don't want them to flare out. If you're coming up and those knees flare out, then you want to make sure that you've got something between the knees to give your body some feedback and engage those inner thigh muscles to help you stabilize. So we're going to do 2 more hip rolls with that yoga block or something in between the knees there. Inhale. Exhale, roll through the pelvis. Curl up through the spine. Press those knees over the feet. Inhale. And then exhale, reverse. Start at the top of the spine. Go all the way back down to your neutral. So you should have squeezed that yoga block the whole time and kept it nice and steady there between the legs. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, imprinting the spine all the way up. That exhale takes you all the way to the top. Inhale here. And then exhale, come all the way back down. Great. So we're going to take that yoga block away. We're going to move on. Continue on with the hip rolls, but in a different position. If you started to feel like your hamstrings are a little bit tight here, then I want you to go ahead and give them a little bit of a stretch. Just reaching that heel up towards the ceiling. One of the reasons why they could have been getting a little bit upset during that exercise, or if they started to spasm or feel like they were going to cramp, or that Charlie horse feeling, your feet can come closer towards you, and that will take some of that tension off. Sometimes it also means that you're not using your glutes enough to help you press up, and you're just relying on those hamstrings. So the next piece that we're going to do here is with a bench, or maybe a stack of books, or again, maybe that yoga block comes back and goes where your feet are. So this is going to help you mobilize and lift a little bit more, because the feet are going to be a little bit higher. Then we're going to place the heels on that elevated surface. Same positioning here with the neutral spine, neutral pelvis. We're going to go through 5 repetitions of those hip rolls. So we're going to roll through that pelvis on the exhale, and then all the way back up. Great. So your heels are digging down. Inhale at the top. Exhale, rolling down. Back to your neutral on the inhale. Right away, your exhale, tilt the pelvis. Hips towards the ribs. Exhale, lift off. Glutes are engaged. Your hips, knees, shoulders are in line. You can have a gentle push down here with the hands as well. You would inhale at the top, then you're going to exhale, come all the way back down. Great. And inhale, exhale, rolling up. Make sure you're watching those knees. So if your knees are flaring, make sure you've got something in between. Mine are hip width apart. If you need a little bit more stability, make sure you do put that yoga block or towels or something in between. I think we've got 2 more. We get some bonus points there if we have to do 1 extra. Inhale. And your exhales to come all the way back down. So I'm definitely starting to now, feel this in the glutes and the hamstrings. It's just an awareness. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, pelvic curl, and roll up through the spine. If those hip rolls do not feel good for you, I apologize that I didn't mention this sooner. If they don't feel good on your low back, then just keep going back to those hip lifts. Okay, so same exercise, just choosing the different variations and going back to your hip lift here instead of hip rolls. Okay, so then we've got one more little variation here. It makes it a little bit more challenging. So we're going to bring the yoga block between the knees. We're going to keep the heels up on the bench. That's fine. We're going to do small range pulses. So we're really going to fire up the muscles here and create that stability and a little bit of endurance. So this is going to be just a hip lift, not the pelvic curl. So when you're ready, we're going to exhale to lift up. And then we're going to do 5 small range pulses. So it's just a small drop and lift. Drop, lift, glutes are on. 3, 2 more, 4, and 5. Good. Lower the sacrum down. Take the yoga block away. And I want you to bring your knees in towards your chest. So a nice release on the low back and a nice release on those hamstrings as well. If you feel like you need another little break on those hamstrings, give them a bit of a stretch, lengthening up towards the ceiling and lowering that down. Just a little one here. You can do a bigger stretch at the end and coming all the way down. So if you're still following along and you started from the beginning, we've got a few more exercises to go that makes it a little bit more challenging as well. And if you continue all of these until the end, then it's like a little mini workout. So it's really great. Okay, so now we're going to just kick that bench out of the way. And then we're going to add on another challenge here. So this one's great for balance and coordination. So we're going to come back onto our back, same position as we started off with here. Now we're just going to roll through the pelvis, go through that hip roll. Inhale, exhale to lift. Now at the top of this movement, I want you to gently lift your right foot off of the mat. So I lift the heel first, I peel through the foot until my toes just lift off, and then I press my ball of the foot down into the mat, all the way through the arch of the foot, and the heel touches down. I'm still up in that hip lift. I'm going to peel the left foot off. So what you want to make sure is that you're not shifting around, that the hips don't drop as you lift up here, because now you're on obviously less of a balance point here. You've gone from, you've lost one of your feet there. You're going to stay at the top. You're just going to lower the hips. We're going to do that 2 more times. When you're ready, you're going to exhale, lift up. You're going to inhale to there just to wait. You're going to exhale, peel the foot off of the mat. It doesn't have to be very high. Make sure those hips are level. Lower back down on the inhale, left foot. Exhale, peel off. Inhale to lower down. Take an exhale, lower those hips back down. 1 more time, just like that. So when you're ready, the exhale is to lift up. Inhale is to stay, creating a little bit of endurance. Inhale, peel the right foot off. Things are getting a little bit tired, so might be a little bit more challenging. Just keep that stability in the opposite glute and leg as you lift the left foot off on the exhale. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, bring the hips all the way back down. Definitely bring those legs maybe back in towards the chest. Just give it a break in between just to get everything nice and relaxed. Final version here that we're going to go through is, it's still a prep exercise. We're not going through the full shoulder bridge. So now this version, you're going to place that yoga block underneath your sacrum again. So this was a version that we did right at the very beginning there. And now we're just going to focus on the legs. So the hips are going to stay relaxed on that yoga block. And we're going to isolate leg movements so that we're not rocking around in the hips. So let's take that knee into a tabletop position. So that'll be the right leg. Tabletop first, then extend it out on a diagonal. You're going to inhale, lift the leg up towards the ceiling, nice and straight. That's with a pointed toe. Exhale, flex it down. Inhale up and exhale down. Lengthen out through that heel like you're pushing against the wall. Inhale to lift. This is the last one. Exhale to flex down. Now bend the knee back into that tabletop position and place the foot back down on the ground. Inhale, lift the left leg into tabletop. Exhale to press it out. Inhale to lift the leg with a pointed foot. Exhale, flex it down. Inhale to lift, nice and controlled. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Bend the knee and place the foot back down. Good. One more time each side. Inhale, bend the right leg. Exhale out on the diagonal. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, press it down. Inhale to lift. Exhale down, nice and stable on the opposite side. Inhale up. Exhale down. We're toning the legs here. Inhale, bring that knee in. And exhale to place it down. Last time on the left side. Inhale, the knee comes into tabletop. Exhale, extend. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. If the foot is, too much coordination, I get it. Just keep it bent or flexed. Exhale, flex it down. That's the last one. Bend the knee. Press it down. Bring this yoga block out from underneath the sacrum. Bring those knees in towards the chest. We're going to do a little bit of a glute stretch because we obviously worked them quite a bit. So you're going to bring your feet down. You're going to bring your ankle over the opposite thigh close to the knee. And we're just going to hang out there. Now, if this is enough, great. You should feel a little bit of a stretch on the knee that's on the side that's bent in that glute. If you need a little bit more, reach through around the back of the thigh. If you had your bench nearby, you can also place your foot on the bench. And then you can also bring that leg into a 90 degree. So you want to hang out here for about 3 to 5 breaths. Just really letting the muscles relax. So these exercises really help to tone the glute muscles and to stabilize the muscles around the pelvis and the low back. You're going to bring that opposite ankle over the knee. If you need it, you're going to reach through. If it's just enough for you to rotate that leg out, then just stay right there and breathe. Shoulders should be relaxed. If you did need to lift up to reach for this leg, I'd rather you make sure that your head and shoulders can be relaxed. Good. So come all the way back down. Just turn onto your side. Use that hand to push yourself up. And that is shoulder bridging, pelvic tilts, pelvic curls, hip lifts. Basically, a really great exercise to stabilize and mobilize the spine. And I hope to see you again soon.